This is take 2 of the Offin podcast brought to you by Offin Network. And the reason I'm saying take 2 is because we just recorded for 40 minutes and somebody forgot to hit record.
Bro, somebody
Martin,
should fire that guy. Somebody should get fired right now. I don't know who
what's
it's
the
going to be.
analysis on the play, Martin?
All I'm going to say is that Spider 2 Y Banana, click record. I don't even know what to say. What a bad. I just want to look down the whole day. I can't look up anymore. But
that's what you get for wearing a Jets hat.
Whatever, man. I got bad luck. Shit happens. But I will make up for it. This won't ever happen again. I apologize. Whatever, Ralph. Go ahead.
Well, I mean, as we've been doing,
let's reintroduce.
Yeah, let's reintroduce the next member of our panel, Vic.
Sandler, Rob, Snyder, getting reintroduced. Take 2.
Wait, Rafi, I have a freaking question, bro. What was worse? Martin not recording the podcast or the Sanchez buff fumble? Which one was worse?
Right there, right now. If we would have hit the hour mark, I would have gave it to Martin. But
oh my god,
bro. That had to be the biggest fuck up I've done in the last 5 years.
That is funny as shit. That is funny as hell, bro.
Dumbest shit. But, thank God for technology. We're able to fucking fix my error because I'm a fucking idiot and we're not paying for studio time because if we were, coño. Okay, so
let's go. Good to see you guys again.
Yeah, I would say welcome, Vic. Oh, no, this guy's battery died.
Everything.
It's over.
The podcast is done, bro. Oh my god,
man.
Bro, I'm still here. Fuck you guys. I'll get my shit now, bro. Today has been.
Yo, what is going on with Martin today, bro?
I don't know, man. Let's just get with it.
Let's do it,
man. I would like to say welcome, but it's more like welcome back since we already talked 40 minutes. But we just beat the Jets. We just beat the Jets 30-0. Just threw the hammer down. You saw the defense. You saw the offense. What do you got to say, man?
Dolphins, baby. Dolphins again. Balled out, complete game. Defensive side, Bradley Chubb. Breakout game from Bradley Chubb that we talked about earlier. Bradley Chubb had a crazy game. Offensive defense got it together after the media and after a lot of people were concerned about how we were going to come out after the Titans game. I'm glad that they responded because great teams respond, to adversity. So that's actually it's a good sign, even though it's the Jets and they're not a great team by all means. But just to respond to that is amazing to see. So,
no, I mean after that Monday night loss, after we talked about it, we were all worried. Even though you don't want to say it, Vic, because I know earlier you said people were talking their shit, people were out there in the media, people were saying this, but yeah, like we were all worried, and it's good to see that the team came out and they played a complete game. We saw Mostert. Have 2 touchdowns. We had Jalen Waddle with a touchdown. Tyreek not play this game. Tell us a little bit more about how the team played more of a complete game on offense out there this Sunday.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, when the defense plays like that, you have great field position and game script and everything was definitely like I think Martin mentioned. Martin mentioned earlier, like they didn't even get past the 50-yard line. So when you have a good field position like that, it makes the life easier for the offense. Mike McDaniels has been drawing up some creative run plays. Obviously, Mostert is playing out of his mind. He's playing great. Probably his best career. Career 9 for him has been definitely a breakout year for him. So.
Bro, the fact now you bring up Mostert. I saw a stat today. Again, I didn't know. There's always stats that are thrown around. You're like, holy shit. He scored crazy. More this season than he career. You know that, right? Like that guy.
I had no idea. That's crazy.
Yeah, again, you're gonna see stats. Everybody's has these stats thrown around for waiting for something because God knows where they get them. That guy, that's insane. 20 touchdowns, tied with Christian McCaffrey for the season. For
He's
the guy
tied
that
with him.
Yeah, he's tied for
Christian
number
McCaffrey.
1 right now. Yeah,
bro, that is insane. Like
Insane, dude.
I don't know where this comes. He's 31 years old. He's been in the league for like 9 years already or 8 years. All these injuries, like he's really
How old
come
did you
back
say?
from a lot. 31.
Okay.
Well, you're gonna fact check me? What the fuck?
No. I was like,
He is
I
31.
swear I heard 39. I was like, 39-year-old running back with 20 touchdowns.
Oh my
Wow.
god! Yeah.
Anything is possible. But going back to the game, bro, like I told you guys for the first take, this was a must-needed win. This was the exclamation point up to this point, and the only reason I say that is because we lost to the fucking Titans on national television, not just fucking Univision. We lost on national television versus the Titans after being up by what, 21 points or 20 points? I mean, by 14 points, something like that.
Yeah.
Was it at home?
And
it
at
was
home.
a Monday
And
night
at home.
football game at home. Don't make me, bro. This guy makes
Bro,
me
you
go
have
back.
to relive it. Yes,
14
relive
points,
it.
4.5
Relive
minutes
it.
left. Yes,
we
yes.
lost. That was the worst loss of the season. It was worse than the Bills loss because it was a horrible team. It was worse than the Chiefs loss. It was worse than the Eagles loss. And we come back and we shut out our first shutout of the season. Ralph calling Mr. Shutout hasn't called the shutout and been correct. This is the first one of the season, man. It was
Fucking go.
I can't say it. I can't say it enough, man. We needed this win. We needed this shutout more than anything. It didn't matter what else happened. We needed this shutout because we needed to prove to ourselves that last week was a fluke.
But Martin,
Because
let me
everybody,
tell you, the Jets mean nothing.
they
The
don't.
Jets
But spirit,
are
like
not-
inside,
The
those
Jets
players
are
were
not
shot.
in playoff contention. The Jets
not.
are not in division contention. The
they're
Jets, the Jets,
The
I
Jets
can't
don't
even
have
call them
Rodgers. Yeah,
the Jets,
don't have Rodgers.
The
They
Jets
were a
don't have
horrible
Rodgers.
team. Correct.
And you know what? The Dolphins have yet to get their signature win.
And
They
I
haven't got it yet.
agree with you. I agree with that.
They
That
haven't
point
got
that you're
it.
saying, yes. But I'm saying it's the best win this season so far because we just lost to one of the worst teams in football. And we needed this more than any other team this week to get a win.
Yeah.
Because of what happened last week. Don't you guys agree? Like that to me stood out.
At first, when you were saying it in the first take,
The first
right?
take, yeah.
In the first take when you said it, I was kind of like, no, I can't be your biggest, But then you look back and we've blown out all the other teams except the Titans game, and this is probably, like you mentioned, I think both of you guys made great points too because. Martin, we have faced a lot of adversity after the Titans game, a lot of criticism, Tyreek Hill being out, Holland being out, which is great. They came out, played a complete game, but also I feel like Ralphie is also thinking like, there's a bigger game is coming up. He's thinking, like, I know you're saying up to this point, but I think Ralphie wants that Bills revenge game. He wants some good games against the Ravens and Cowboys. That could be one of the biggest wins of the season.
That point I agree, but Ralph, I've been making that point all year. I've said we have not won a big game yet. I know that. But I'm saying to the locker room, that game versus the Jets meant more up to this point, hasta este punto, than any other game. That's what I'm saying.
In Espanol, hit the sub.
And it's a rivalry game, guys. Anything happens in rivalry games.
Bro.
Denver beats the Chiefs. Well, Denver's doing good now, but, anything can happen in these Jet Fin games.
Getting into it, just to, really look in depth of how much of a complete win it was, we're going to go ahead and take a look at the stats we have up here for, the players since we looked at the team last
second time.
Yeah. So we had two out there, 21-24, probably his best game or one of the best games of the season. Raheem Mostert, 15 carries, 42 yards, 2 tutties, man. The yards don't give it justice. The guy was always in the red zone when he got the touches. Achan, you really didn't see much of him. I think he's still trying to get that, what is it, ankle or knee, trying to get it right.
That guy's been hurt, shoulder, knee. That guy's Allen Iverson of the NFL right now.
Yeah, man. It's tough.
But I'm going to say...
Go ahead, Martin. Go ahead.
No. What I want to say is what stands out is Mostert. The drive that stood out to me the most is, and it goes back to last week. This week we went for it on first, or we ran for it on first. I forgot what drive it was. but it was I think it was his first touchdown. We ran it on first, we ran it on second, stuffed. We lost yards on the second, and we went and ran it again on third. That's something we didn't see last week, and I feel like that was one of the biggest reasons why we weren't in winning position last week. So to see that from McDaniel recover after a really big, he fucked his mind last week. He really did. He fucked with his own mind, because to pass it all 3 downs, I think we even passed it on 4th down last week in the red zone. We could have put him away. Like that to me, and we ended up with a field goal. That left a sour taste in my mouth to me, because last week I said the biggest flop was McDaniel. McDaniel's coaching last week was
suspect.
Yeah, to say the least.
Vic, let me ask you, man. You got a Tyreek Hill jersey on. What do you think of Waddle's performance last week, man?
I loved it, man. It showed that they still got that Bama connection, man. From college. And we saw that last year, obviously with Tyreek Hill, man, and Tyreek has had such a great connection with Tua this year, and Tyreek is going for 2,000 yards. He gets most of the attention, most of the targets. Waddle knew he had to fill in for those shoes. He knew he had to step up. And I'm glad that he played throughout the game, because there was a point where I think he got injured in his chest or something. And I was like, oh, my God, tell me he's going to get injured again, bro. Like, He goes out sometimes a lot. I feel like sometimes this year he's gone a couple times where I thought he was going to have like a serious injury. What do you guys think?
I think Waddle is going to be one of those X factors if we want to be a legitimate contender. The run game and having it open up the pass game. I guess Hill to me is just getting force fed at times. I get it. The guy's a freak and he's always open for some reason. Or he makes himself be open, but
route running, man. The route running.
No, it's nasty. It's
nasty. Separation is insane.
But until Waddle is able to contribute, I'm not saying get Tyreek numbers, but you gotta have at least 5 targets a game. That Waddle's that type of. Before Hill was here, I know it was 1 year maybe, but he was 1,000 yards with a whack ass offense we had. So you're gonna tell me that you're gonna just shy away from him little by little? He had a great year last year. He was right behind Hill. And then this year, it's really fallen off the contribution that he's given to the team. And that's what really bothers me, that we're focusing on one guy, and look what it led to, Tyreek's injury. He's been hurt all season, man. That guy's been playing through it. You don't want that guy in the playoffs being like that. You want him to be 100%. And how do you do that? By making Waddle a contributing factor. Yeah. Give Berrios the ball. And Tua does spread out the ball, but it's like 1 or 2 targets. Like make sure your big guys are getting the ball, not just one. You have 2.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to point out. He had 21 for 24, and all those completions. He had 8 to Waddle, and the rest of them, was spread out across the offense. It's always great to see Waddle out there, and especially making big plays. I told your brother before the game, Tyreek is not going to play. You're going to need Waddle today, and he's going to see a touchdown. He hasn't scored in God knows how long. So it was great to see him out there. It's great to see him part of the offense. Hopefully we can keep it going when we get Tyreek back, so we can take that load off of him, get him healthy right before the playoffs. I want to ask you guys, what was the turning point of this game? Like either a moment, player, decision. Let's start with you, Vic.
Yeah, definitely. The play over the top to Waddle, 60-yard bomb. Definitely, I feel like that play blew the game wide open. Oh, I forgot to mention before the what's this guy's name? Quinn Williams, the Jet defensive lineman.
Quinn Williams.
Dude, that guy, bro, he freaking sacked Tua and did the Waddle, bro. Disrespectful. Next drive, Tua comes in, bombs it, and Tua does his freaking Sally, bro. So that shit had me hyped up, bro.
I'm not gonna lie, I love Quinn Williams, so I'm not even gonna blame him for doing that. He's a beast. He's elite. He's elite. I don't care. I respect anybody with talent, bro.
Jets, bro.
I don't care, bro. But yeah, I will agree with you. I feel like throughout the game we really didn't see the offense move, and that play to Waddle really opened it up and really took the top off, because we didn't see that before. 21 to 24, that's great, but he ended up with 224 yards. So take away those 60 yards. You're under 200. So I'm not talking about the yards. I don't need it to be great, but it's just like we didn't really.
If my grandma had wheels, she'd be a bicycle, bro. So.
All right. So now take 3.
What's your point? What's your point? It happened.
No, what I'm trying to say is that the yards don't need to be there. That's fine. I'm just saying make sure that Waddle gets his, because at the end of the day, you need to make sure these people all have egos, man. You think he's okay with every week Hill getting the touches and him not getting fed at all, man?
No,
Until
you could
some
tell.
point,
You could tell.
until some point, some people get. He's not Stephon Diggs that cries when he gets 10 targets a game with Stephon Diggs and he still wants the ball more. I don't get it. But Waddle knows that he can be an elite receiver in this league, and he just needs to be given the opportunity, bro. So ultimately, Tua did great. We took advantage of the 50-yard line and on, because we got the ball literally the whole game that we took. We had the ball anywhere we wanted. Our defense really took advantage of that O-line play of the Jets. That's horrendous.
Yeah.
Horrendous. And now that we get to that, we both on take one touched that Chubb had his best game of the season with 3.5 sacks. He did exactly what he couldn't do. He did exactly what he couldn't do last week. Last week, he was right there getting the quarterback, and for some reason, the ball got out every second right before he got, and that's how you got that penalty at the end of the game. He was furious. He was like, bro, how can I not get to this guy? And that really was a crucial penalty last week. So it was good to see him actually get to the quarterback this week and go home with a smile on his face.
No, it was awesome. It was awesome, man. I said the turning point earlier was Bradley Chubb. I felt like the disruption that guy caused in the Jets backfield was insane. No timing. They had nothing going. It's just great to see that, especially with Jalen Phillips being out, that this guy is stepping up. He carries a lot of the load for the D-line. And then, I can't even say Christian Wilkins had a bad game. I think he had a sack. Sealer came out there. Sealer's still balling, man. Sealer,
he almost scored, right?
Sealer is defensive freaking MVP for this team this year. I don't care what anybody freaking says, bro. He has been the best player on the defense so far. So
and not only that, but he got paid and he's still playing that good. Some
players
you see people drop off after a paycheck.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah.
That guy's earning his money and he's like, bro, I want another bigger contract come that after those 3 years or whatever they gave him. The only thing is with Chubb, will he do this versus better O-lines? He got to them versus the Jets with that horrible O-line. You see him put the pressure on other teams. Will he get to the quarterback come this week versus the Cowboys? They're not really good this year because of all the injuries they've had, and they're all getting older. Zach Martin's already like 45 years old. O-line. I don't know what that guy's doing. What do you guys think? Do you guys think that we're gonna be able to get to that pressure with Chubb this week versus a much better O-line compared to the Jets?
I'm gonna have to say it's gonna come down to coverage. I see the Cowboys, like I said, they've struggled running the ball, which is like weird to me, right? Like they haven't been. Tony Pollard hasn't really been able to get it going in the red zone or just running the ball. But I think that if we can cover their receivers, if we can have either Jalen Ramsey on CD Lamb, and we play good coverage against their spread offense, Chubb can get to Dak. I think he could get to Dak for sure.
No,
that's another thing. I'm glad you brought. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say 100% with all the injuries, like you mentioned, Martin. They shouldn't be a problem for that D line, especially how great they've been playing in, let's say, the past 5-6 games. It should be a cakewalk. And then on top of that, with having the corners that you have, do you think Dak is gonna be as quick to throw as he has this entire season? I think if Dak is the real MVP, this is a game where you're gonna see it. I don't think he is. I think he's trash. So
I'm not gonna go as far as saying he's trash.
He's been playing great this year,
trash,
man.
right,
He's been
bro.
okay, maybe the years before, but this year he's played great.
Look. The guy over here, right, will say that the Dolphins have not beat a good team this season, and then he will say that Tua's having a great season. But when it comes to the big teams, where does he go? So I'm gonna say the same thing for Dak. It's a fair freaking evaluation. If you're gonna say it for one guy, you're gonna say it for the other.
You said trash. That's a big.
Yeah, that's just because I'm not a big Cowboys fan or his fan. So,
but you know what? Now talking about it, what Martin brought up too, with Waddle earlier, dude. Like with the Chiefs game, bro. Like I felt like that Chiefs game, we were trying to force feed Hill. Like we were saying, like, hey, just give it to Hill because he's playing his old team. Like, no, dude, get Waddle involved, get the other guys involved, man. The good teams, just like Belichick, bro. Belichick always tries to take away your best weapon, bro. You need to get the other guys involved. You need to get the other weapons, the tight end, Smythe, the running backs, whatever it is, get them involved.
I will say this will be the biggest test since the Chiefs game. The Cowboys have a lot of weapons. Brandon Cooks, C.D. Lamb, Jake Ferguson, Tony Pollard out of the backfield. Like this is one of those teams that, like, yeah, you can shut down C.D. Lamb, and he's had his best season. So I don't know about shutting down, but they have a lot of ways to beat you. The Cowboys haven't ran. Cowboys haven't ran the ball well this year. That's 100% a fact. I think they're bottom 20 in the league in rushing yards. But they could. Dak's having a good season. He's not trash, man. I'm not saying he's elite, but he's top 15 in the league for sure. You can't take that away from him.
Yeah. Now MVP is a wide conversation. I mean, you got CMC killing it. So
do you put Tua in the top 15
no.
or maybe
the
top
15, yes.
You don't 15,
whoa, time out.
Yes.
Whoa.
Tua, the top 10?
Top 10?
Tua's top 10 right now.
He probably he cracks the top. He cracks 10. He's number 10.
Yeah, Tua's not. The thing is, bro, that Tua, bro, like his whole career, he came out with Herbert. People are comparing him, and they expect him to be like this Marino. This guy is a game manager, bro. He's an efficient, accurate quarterback, and even though people, you can't throw the ball long. I mean, you just saw him throw 60-yarder to Waddle. Like he could bomb he could make some plays, man.
I will say he's improved. I had him low on my list, last 2 years. Got him. He's moved up, but no. I won't say he's top. He's not top 5. No. If that's what you're asking.
He sold me in the Ravens game last year. I think that game really sold me last year. Because I was also like iffy about him until that Ravens game last year.
Can you say that Herbert is still in the top 10, Martin?
Herbert is top 10. Herbert is top 10. Well, now go back to Vic's point. What sold me on that Ravens game was Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill showed me who he was that game. Honestly, coming out of like his early days in the Chiefs, I thought he was a gadget player. They were using him as a gadget player. Later on, before obviously the Super Bowl run, he started getting momentum. But that Ravens game, he showed me that he is top 2, top 3 receivers in the league. That's what he showed.
Best receiver in the league.
I still think Justin Jefferson and Devontae Adams are better than him, but he top three. Devontae Adams is my favorite receiver, like in the league right now. I'm not saying favorite, like that is. I think he is number 1 clear-cut receiver in the league. Yeah, bro. He with Aiden O'Donnell, he's still putting up stats. Like, can you tell me who Aiden O'Donnell is? Because I can't.
He plays quarterback for the Raiders.
Right, yeah. Okay. All right. Thanks. That's it. That's all you can say. Okay. He's a rookie.
But for real, guys, let's get your prediction for Dallas. Let's start with you, Martin. What do you got us winning by?
I don't have us winning.
You suck.
I think this game is close. But ultimately we're gonna shoot ourselves in the foot. I think we're gonna try to get too pretty. And if Hill's not in the game, then we have no shot. If Hill's in the game, this game will be 21-34 Cowboys.
Vic?
Actually, I'm gonna change up. I know I had a prediction. I'm take 1, but take 2. Actually, I have a different prediction. I feel like because we're playing at home and we've been nasty at home and we've been playing really good, I think we're gonna show up against the Cowboys. I know the Cowboys. I know they got a great defense, but I feel like our team is playing a lot. Complete. The Cowboys have something to prove too. They need to win a big game. And Dak makes mistakes as well. I mean, you saw him against the Bills game make mistakes. Josh Allen only had to throw for like 90 yards that game. So I think if we drop one game, the next 3 games, I think it's actually going to be the Ravens will drop. The Ravens have been playing really good with Lamar Jackson. So
I'm going to disagree with one part. I think the Cowboys game, we will lose. The Ravens, I'm gonna go. We're gonna win that game, to be honest. And then the Bills game, we lose. So I think we're going 1-2.
You said earlier about physical. I think the Ravens are more physical than the Cowboys. The Ravens will run it and they can throw it on you.
100%.
They are more physical. The
And their
Bills,
defense is top, bro.
yeah, no, they are. They are. But I think for some reason, we play the Ravens well. I'm not saying that game last year was
Martin, since
crazy.
when? Last year was the first time, and you
No,
won
In a
that
long
game.
time.
Yeah, and you won, and you
Flores,
know, oh
Flores,
my God, bro,
Flores.
one game
We're
Flores had on a Thursday
Two.
night.
we're playing we're playing in Baltimore. Okay, so we haven't won an away game. We played in Philly, we lost. We played in Germany, which was like an away game, we lost. So we've been prone to lose big games away. So if we beat the Ravens, that'll be great, bro. You beat a good team away, you're in prime position for the first place. We'll be looking great.
No, honestly, I think we beat Dallas. I think we beat Dallas 24-14. We're gonna beat them. You're gonna have an signature win from the Dolphins with
That would count at it. Yeah.
yes, 24-14 signature win from the Dolphins. Tua throws for 275 and two touchdowns. Tyreek,
Whoa.
oh yeah. Tyreek does play. Tyreek will have 95 yards and a touchdown.
Since you have all the
And
stats, is McDaniel tying his shoes? Is the punter? How many net yards? How many net yards for the punter? Let's see. Well, what other stat do you want to give us, bro? All right, we get the point. You think the Dolphins are going to win? I got it.
I think Mostert's gonna have a big game. I know he's been having a great season, but I think he's gonna have a big game. James Cook just gashed that defense last week, so
100%.
Mike McDaniel's might see something there. Hey, I saw something here that the Bills saw it worked, and he might use the same stuff and control the game. If we can control game script, control the run game, that will stabilize Micah Parsons because he's a problem. That you mentioned before. So.
No, all right, so you say we're gonna beat the Cowboys, Vic. Are you saying we're gonna win the division?
Oh yeah. I think we're gonna go over the hump and we're gonna beat the Bills. We haven't. I know the Bills have dominated the last 3-4 years, but I think the Finns have showed that they're unique. They're a lot better than last year. They're more complete, and I think the home field advantage is big for the playoffs. We're not good in the cold, bro. So.
No, we talked about it earlier. To me, the Dolphins can't lose another game. They lose, let's say, one of the next two, the Buffalo game becomes crucial. So at that point,
oh, it's going to be crucial.
Yeah,
it is going to be crucial.
At that point, if you lose that Buffalo game, you drop back, you lose the division, and you become the wild card team. So
I have the Finns beating the Bills. I know,
I got the Finns beating everybody.
Yeah, I have the Finns. I have the Finns beating the Bills. Obviously, we were in a perfect world. We won 3-0. But even if we get 3-0, the Chiefs would have to drop one game, and the Chiefs have an easy schedule going on. And they beat us. They have the tiebreaker against us, so we would still be like number 2.
That's the thing, man. If we can win the Cowboys game and we beat the Ravens, which we don't beat the Ravens, we beat the Bills. We end up 12-4 or 12-5, right? I think that's what our record would be.
Yeah, 12-4. We beat the Ravens.
You lose one of the next 3. 12-5.
Yeah, 12. Yeah, I said 12-5. That ends up being 1 or 2. I mean, that ends up being 2 or 3 from right now, right? Or maybe even 2. Yeah, for sure locks in 2 at 12.
No, not
12
12.
and 5.
I'm sorry.
We would have to beat the Ravens though. Okay, the Ravens beat us. They're gonna have the head-to-head unless they lose.
No, that's what I'm saying. I don't think we're winning the conference for sure. I don't think we're winning the AFC.
No,
the division is what really we have to worry about to make sure we don't have to play in Buffalo.
Yeah.
Because I think we go from if we lose to them, we end up in like the 6th seed or 7th seed. So that's not
if we start losing, it would have to be for the wild card. It would be the same situation as last year. We'll have to go into Buffalo and play them.
The AFC is tight right now.
Enough talk of this losing. The Dolphins are going 3-0 in the next 3 weeks, as always.
Wait. One question for Vic.
Tua,
hold up. Tua's on his. He had the 5th-year option. Are you signing right now? What you've seen from Tua? Are you signing him to a big extension next year?
Bro, that's not even a question. You have to lock him in. Okay. You have to sign him for a big contract, and you got to sign Mike McDaniel for a big contract because there's a big shift going on, bro. Most of our lives, we saw the Patriots dominate, Bill Belichick. I feel like Mike McDaniel and Tua are going to be a similar duel that's going to dominate for the next, 10, 15 years.
That's all I have to say.
Is
hopefully
what?
more. Hopefully more. 20 years would be great, but
another 5 years, 90 mil or something like that, Morton.
Something like that. Something like that.
Yeah, I mean that's not bad considering what the QB market is. So that's not a bad move by the Dolphins or Tua if you decide to do it. Guys, as always, thank you. Like, share, subscribe. This is all Finn. Vic, thank you for joining us, man. We appreciate it.
Take
Any
two.
closing words?
No more take twos.
Take three. Take three. Is it recording? It's okay. It's recording.